everybody that's been supporting the music and following what I'm doing recently. I would start to give you a little more video content. So what I decided is maybe I would start taking some of the singles that I've been putting out and start making making ofs or deconstructed videos, just so you guys get a little bit of how my process works, where I do everything at. You guys can probably, you know, peep some of the little pop toys. They're my favorite thing in the studio. I got my man Rahi behind the camera right now. This is the dude that shoots all my videos, and he's helping me out with this stuff. So I actually made this beat back in December when I was working on another track called New Year, and I was in a big writer's block and I couldn't write on the beat that I was using. I started this new project, and the first, I think, instrument I picked was like this. It was a flute, and I played that and I was like, I remember playing that and being like, oh, I really like that. And I wanted it to have a sample effect on it. I wanted it to sound like a sample even though it's not. So I added this static. There it is. So just to make it feel like it was a sample, I added this drum to it. But I add a lot of amps to a lot of my drums to give it a different raw effect. To have something just to drag the record a little more. So that sounds like... So after that, we get into the drum pattern. I actually have two kicks on the drums, and the first one sounds like, and just to give it a little more oomph, I add the snare to that. I don't know if you can hear, but there's like a little cash register type snare in there, so it's. And then on the fourth snare, there's a big. Just to add more ambiance or more reverb. I don't know what the right term is, but it just makes it sound a whole lot better. And then the hi-hats, just real simple. That's it, nothing special. And then you add that with the drums and the snare, and or the drums with the amp on it, and it sounds like... Just that by itself has a super crazy bounce. And for the type of track that I was going for, the type of vibe that I was going for, I thought that was super duper important. So add that to the flute that we had before, and it sounds like... I mean, I think what really drives it is the 808 in here is pretty crazy. I do a car test every time I finish a track. When I first listened to it in the car, the 808 really stuck out, and I was like, wow, this is gonna bang. Hi-hat and everything, it goes. That's the gist of the whole record. It's just that little small, just a small pattern right there. I feel like some producers have really complex records. Some are very simple with the same, you know, like formula each time, and I feel like a lot of my stuff varies each time I go to produce, which is cool. I think it's good to have variety in what you're doing. So the only other thing I added there is just in the choruses and the verses, I wanted to differentiate what's going on a little bit. So I added this little strings and flute that went something like that. There's a tremolo, so it bounces back and forth to add to the swing. And then when we go to the chorus, the second chorus and the third chorus, I added a, or there it is. So this is it without it. With it, it sounds like, it just makes it feel a little bit more full. And then from there we have, can't be everything that you want, you gotta simmer down, you ain't going too much, you can't. And right now it's definitely super slept on, but at the time of this recording, despite it being really slept on, I promise you this track's gonna be huge. This is gonna be a funny video one day. Mark my words on that. Speak the truth, they don't want you to talk, you better stay back, they don't want you to vibe, you can't disrupt the system of what you pay, missing up, better stay in lane. Yeah, so that's it. That's the full track, Staying in Lane. So if you guys like this, you want me to do more, do me a favor, just go comment what you think if you like it. If you're a fan of the music, please subscribe, show some love. That definitely means the world. Other than that, thank you for all the love and support.